I was actually at work when the latest update came out, and of course, I just have to make another update for this, right? And some of you have pointed out that Chocolate Finance in fact lied. And it is not just how they misphrased their FAQ stuff regarding the issue between them and AXS. Well, I did try to give them the benefits of the doubt, but I did miss out on their original post on the FAQ considering they changed it afterwards. So I went to gather further information, and I did notice that most users on the ground did say that CF lied. Well, I have to say that at least they felt that way, right? So, however, a lot of the things turned out to be true when the CEO of Chocolate Finance himself came out and gave interviews to the news, which include Business Times and CNA. Before we take a look at all the proven statements, I would like to thank you for watching my video, and of course all the subscribers too, as well as the constructive comments. I love it, really. Thank you so much. And of course, if you haven't watched the previous video on some of the theories and assumptions that we made, you can go and watch that video first before you watch this video. So anyway, I'm Daddy, and this is That Money Compass. So the CEO of Chocolate Finance himself had finally come out just like how it should be during this time. Previously, it has always been the team. So naturally, I would hope that he clarified a lot of the foggy facts as well as what actually happened from their side, and not those prescripted letters and he say stuff. Now, he started off by saying what actually happened that led them to a decision to halt the service with AXS. We, from the user's point of view, already know that Chocolate Card is the all-inclusive card that tries to do what other cards cannot do. Things like paying for stuff that normal credit cards cannot do. This is not a new thing. UOB Absolute Card tried to do it, but they reduced the rate. GrabPay card was that once as well, until they removed all the benefits and then subsequently totally removed the card itself. I once used all of those too. Now for this CEO, I don't really know how to pronounce his name, so I just call him the CEO. So the CEO said this chocolate card is indeed supposed to be an all-inclusive card, just like how we all know it for as well. But that is also where the issue comes, according to him. Chocolate Finance is actually licensed by MAS as an asset management company, but it doesn't mean that they are insured under SDIC. And for such firms, typically how the money works is that they use your money to buy funds, and this transaction process of buying the funds will take time for it to be processed. And it's also true for the other way around when you try to sell and get a cash back. They simply manage your money. Like I said in the previous video, they indeed have separate pool of money to give that instant return. Although for the source of it, he only mentioned that it is from the combination of debt and equity, and he didn't really say more after that. And by providing a debit card where customer can use the money in the card directly, this actually means it taps into that pool. So now, according to him, this is like a market leading thing, which I also personally think so, because he's the first one that I've heard for such an asset management company. And of course, he would like it to be the best card out there that other companies not able to do, right? Which is the all-inclusive card. So this is where I started to have my doubts. Why wouldn't he realize that this is not easy to pull off, right? I wonder if he had done his research on previous cards that try to do the same. Because for us, we know that there were such cards previously, and one by one the benefits were all shut down, right? Even though he didn't mention, probably it's also because the interviewer didn't ask at all too. These doubts quickly turned bitter for me. I'll explain later why. And on top of all that, the pool itself, I don't know, as long as there is no concrete number of how much, be it in terms of percentage or not, I just only can keep on doubting, right? Considering he actually refused to say how much too. So why the bitterness then? He kind of started off by saying something that seems to me, at least, it seems like it is the user's fault. He said that, quote unquote, there was a little bit of gaming going on by the customers, And then he also said, we had a couple customers, that means CF, had a couple of customers making absolutely huge payments on the cards, specifically on the AXS to really maximize miles. Now, from their point of view, it is actually not the issue doesn't comes from whether customer is maximizing the miles or not. It's not like they are trying to purposely reduce the number of miles that you guys are trying to have. All right, so this is going to be explained later on as well. So the first thing that came to my mind when he said this, right, is that this is a normal consumer behavior, isn't it? Right? If we find loopholes on something that we really like we like the card at all, so we are going to use it. We are definitely going to use it. And there are just already some obvious payments that, you know, credit cards have, I would say, unanimously agreed to not provide any rewards on, like tax payment, hospital payments, etc. The reason? The potential huge sum of money transaction made, and in return, the potential big reward that comes with it. And I believe that a lot of such services, they see this as an unsustainable thing. That's why they either ban it or they just, you know, totally doesn't provide it at all. Although I do have a question. What actually did this couple of people that he mentioned pay for that could almost dry CF's liquidity pool, right? It has to be a really huge amount. And this also points out the fact that their liquidity pool may not be as huge, which kind of, in a sense, confirm our theory in the previous video, right? So yeah, with that, CF also explained how they actually don't earn anything when people pay with AXS. So this is the part where that's why they are thinking of, you know, stopping the service, right? Their earnings are from the fees that are shared with services firm like Visa or MasterCard and paid for by the shops that consumers shop at. So basically, when you are shopping something, the merchant has to pay fees. That eventually these fees are split between CF and services firm like Visa or MasterCard. So in a sense, they are sponsoring the miles that consumers are earning. And that confirms our other theory about unsustainability, whereby they cannot just keep on sponsoring miles when this is actually a cost to them, right? So the more miles they have to give out, the bigger the cost is. How they try to balance this out is by the fees that they earned. You see where I'm going with this, right? Naturally, when huge transactions are made, this definitely cannot continue, and CF realized this. Hence, they decided to stop it, even when it was only available for a short period of time. And that, my friend, is where they made the biggest mistake. I'm not sure whether they panicked or what, but he said they just decided to pull the plug. Basically, long story short, when they realized that, okay, this is not good for the long term, for the company in the long term. And how they announce it is by updating their FAQ, basically, like writing a notification through their FAQ, instead of properly communicating to the customers. Be honest about the issue and give at least like a few days for the customers to digest. In my point of view, it can even be as simple as sending notifications to your phones or making this warning banner in their app so that when the users log in their app, they see it, right? But from the reactions of the users, it seems like they didn't even bother to do this. So yeah, but no, they just put it, update the FAQ, and that's it. I actually don't know why they thought that this will be okay. Then the second mistake came right after that. So the update implied that the SES was the one making the move. Oh boy. And apparently, they updated it again to clarify that it is CF that asked for the pull. Basically, it was like, oh, I'm so sorry. We wrote that AXS was the one that pulled the plug, but I'm so sorry, it's actually us. But they updated, well, they said within hours, but you know, for this kind of thing, hours seems like, I don't know, days, I guess. Because for this kind of thing, it has to be pretty immediate. Like, there must be a pretty quick reaction, right? And another thing is that the CEO didn't mention how the communication went wrong and whether those people who did the mistake are going to be punished. He totally dodged that. But yeah, we all already know what happened after that. All hell broke loose, basically. So now the CEO did say that the mistake was definitely on their side. On hindsight, they should communicate better instead of just put a plug, update on FAQ, and expect everybody to be happy. So basically, they didn't communicate properly and stuff. But from my point of view, as a third party, it also seems like he's trying to defend themselves a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, because I actually watched the interview done by CNA, if I'm not wrong, and from the way he responded, it didn't seem a little bit like he was trying to defend the company, which I think it's pretty normal because he's trying to defend his own baby in a sense. But he also did seem like he was hiding some stuff, and the way how he didn't want to answer and dodge some questions and stuff. So yeah, because if he said they lied, oh yeah, forget it. It's done. It's done, man. So yeah, at this point, it's clear that the trust given by existing users has been broken completely. The CEO also acknowledged that, considering the amount of withdrawal requests that have been requested. And of course, that broken trust led to negative reviews and negative sentiment, and hence all the withdrawal requests. Well, I guess that kind of closes this saga, right? That I have to say got very intense in a short period of time. It is as if I could hear people screaming from the anger, but of course, for the fate of the company, it remains unknown for now. However, MAS had said that they had asked CF to return the users' money as per their request in an orderly manner, and as well as always provide, announcement or some sort of notification about their progress development. So for those of you who are part of this, don't worry, as MAS has also voiced out, rest assured. Also, the CEO also mentioned that the funds are safe. Well, it has actually been repeated again and again. They were all purely used for investment and not funny things, basically. So yeah, it's just a matter of time before the money appears in your account. Now, what makes me believe that your money is actually safe is when he said how things will subside. And once the money is back in your account, things will become normal again, and they will be in a good position to put the liquidity program of instant withdrawals back in. So other than me not smelling any fear from him when he was doing the interview, he seems to have the conviction as well that things will be fine and the company will go on. But like I said in the previous video, they may have to start from scratch, in a sense that they may need to regain people's trust again. At least, unlike those crypto CEOs where you sometimes can smell their empty promises, this CEO seems like it is alright. For now, we can only see if they are doing what they promised to do, which is returning your funds. If selling funds required 2 to 3 days or more, I can safely say that for a huge amount, probably may take more than that. That's why they gave 10 days buffer. I mean, logically speaking, right? So yeah, I do hope that this clarifies everything and I can put a close to this saga. Maybe I would do small updates in the future if there's anything catchy about this again. Otherwise, I do hope all of you get back your money. And of course, I still want to warn that you still be careful just about any money related products. Not to just anyhow follow influencers and jump it, but to also do your own deep research and form your own conviction. Very important. Alright? So with that, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, do consider leaving a like and share it, as it can help this channel tremendously. If there's anything that you want me to cover, leave them in the comment section down below. Stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.